guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Danielle, founder of the blog DKW Styling and this YouTube channel that you're watching right now. I actually created a hair extension method called Natural Beaded Rows that you may have heard of. It is a beaded track system using hand-tied hair. I also own a salon in Laguna Beach, California called DKW Styling Salon. So yeah, if you want to find out more information about me, you can click on the link below this video. That'll take you directly to my blog. I actually do 2 podcasts, so I love business and all that good stuff. So I have a business podcast called Big Money Stylist, and that's actually the business marketing and sales for Natural Beaded Rows. That's our education company. But I have a podcast on business. Even if you don't do hair, you may love it. And then I'm married. I'm actually expecting. I got a little bump going on. And I am married, have 2 kids, a third on the way, and I have a podcast with my husband called Date Your Wife, and it's just like married life, business, shenanigans, sex life, like whatever. And some of those I put on my YouTube channel, so you may have already seen some of them. Okay, so in this video specifically, I love just like sharing products, information, hair knowledge, all that good stuff. I've been doing hair and been in the hair industry since, I don't even want to count anymore. I stopped counting at like 10 years, and I had this running joke that like once you get past 10 years, you're like officially a senior artist. But I do manage my businesses and all that good stuff, but I still love doing hair, and I feel like if you're educating and managing, you should like still be in the know. And I just love doing it. I love making women feel beautiful. I love doing their hair. So I'm still behind the chair 2 days a week. I'm only taking like anywhere from 4 to 6 clients, but just to kind of keep my foot in the door. I don't remember why I was sharing that. Oh, I love hair and I love business and I do it all. But today on this video specifically, I wanted to share with you, I'm just in my home studio today, and I like to jump on and share products, knowledge, all that good stuff. Oh, I was saying how long I've been in the industry. How long have I been in the industry? God, I'm 35 and I started when I was like 18, graduated from hair school at 19, so yeah, like going on 16 years. So doing good. I'm gonna stop telling people how long I've been doing hair when I hit that 20-year mark. I'm just gonna say I love hair, and like that's all you need to know. Okay, so on this video, I actually I have a hairline coming out, a hand-tied hairline. And I think there's like a lot of confusion on the marketplace with like hand-tied extensions, hand-tied hair, and all that good stuff. So I wanted to clarify with you guys. Hand-tied hair is the type of hair based on the seam. And I have a bunch of hair here that I'm gonna show you in a minute. And then hand-tied extensions, careful, because that's a very loose general term. There's tons of different systems that are done hand tying hair in, I guess you could say. So if you hear the phrase like hand tied, that's about as basic as saying, I have glue in single strands in my hair. Awesome, there's a million different glue in, protein, beaded, like there's so many different methods. So make sure when you're marketing, you know specifically, or not marketing, when you're looking, that you know exactly what you're researching and what to look for. So my goal on this video is just to kind of educate you guys based on my experience of hair and hair extensions and hair type. So hand tied hair, I'm gonna just grab a piece of hair here. I have a lot of hair. So I have a hand-tied hairline coming out called Isla. And it's gonna be the official hand-tied hair for Natural Beaded Rows systems. And I worked with the companies that I'm collaborating with and literally created all of these fun colors. And everything is, these are just like sample swatches, but everything is very like custom colored down to like the root, the tone, the amount of silicone, like everything. So a hand-tied piece, again, this is just like a small sample, but hand-tied is just referring to the seam or the size of the weft. Can you guys see that? So it's I'm trying to get my camera to focus. All right, come on camera. If I hold it back here, oh, you can kind of see that better. So this is a hand-tied piece, and it's referring to, hand-tied is the size of the weft. Typically in hair, you have hand-tied, you have machine-tied, but I've also seen what's called a micro-machine-tied. This is a micro-machine-tied, and you can tell it's just, the weft is just a little bit thicker than the hand-tied. And then a machine-tied, this is actually a halo, but it's machine-tied hair on this halo. It literally, you can see how thick the weft is up here. So that is machine-tied hair. And again, hand-tied, micro-machine-tied, it's all just referring to the size of the weft. Now you'll hear like types of hair, or everybody's like, have you seen that Chris Rock video? Like they think they know all about hair and hair history based on a Chris Rock video that they watched a documentary one Sunday afternoon. So So that's awesome, but I'm just gonna share with my general knowledge and experience what I've seen with hair. So you have the weft. Now, I'm gonna show you one more type of hand tied, and then we're gonna dive into and talk about different textures and types that I have personally tried. So this is also hand tied weft, but this particular hair, now this hair is Slavic or maybe Russian hair. You'll hear that term thrown around. This is Russian hair. So this is Russian hair, but it's sewn onto a hand tied weft. And then this is Indian Remy hair sewn on to a hand-tied weft. Now, there's also like Chinese Remy and a ton of different variations of hair. I have personally not used any of that because this is thought to be like the nicer quality, and then Russian hair is thought to be the nicer quality. My experience with the Russian hair is it was nice quality. However, if you go above like a level 8, so like a medium blonde to a light blonde, I hated it. So I was like, when I was building my hairline, I'm like, okay, I cannot build a hairline where I'm limited on colors that I can offer, and we do a ton of blondes at my salon, so I was like, I like it, but I have to have a full line. So I liked the Russian hair. It was fluffy, it had more texture and density, it felt more natural, less silicone, and I liked that a lot. And so I liked the Indian Remy hair, but I found that it would tangle and shed quite a bit. And I love the hand-tied hair, and I would just replace it more often. But I didn't realize that one of the things that I was not educated until probably just recently is there's Indian Remy, but there's cuticle intact and there's cuticle not intact. So not only is it like how it's sewn in very important and how, like what type of hair it is, but also if the cuticle is intact or not intact. If, say for example, you cut somebody's ponytail off and then you take that straight from the ponytail and it gets sewn onto a weft, all the hair is going in the same direction, that would be considered cuticle intact. If you cut the hair, it falls on the floor, then you pick it all up in a pile and you sew it back in, that's cuticle not intact. And because the hair is all going in different directions, that's what actually can cause the hair to tangle, because it didn't grow out that way, it didn't grow in that direction. So you have to be careful. Not only do you have to look for, hey, is this Indian Remy or what kind of hair is this, but is the cuticle intact, because that plays a huge variable. The other thing that's super important is just kind of how it's manufactured. I think a lot of people get concerned about the type of hair, but also if you have a factory that's not consistent, you could get the bad batch or whatever you hear. So careful with that. You want to go with a company that's a reputable company that has good relationships with good factories in order to produce consistent hair and consistent qualities. So that's kind of the difference with all the different types of hair that I have tried. Again, is just, I like the hand-tied hair because, again, it's so fine, and how I do it on a beaded track, you can put multiple pieces stacked together and it doesn't seem as bulky, but it gives you a ton of fullness through the ends. So say for example, on my hair, I don't have great hair. Like my layers, I always say it's like kind of mullety, and it's never been great. It's not like I have damage from years of extensions. Like even growing up, high school, college, like I never had gray hair. So I always I dove into extensions pretty early. I had my first set of extensions when I was like 18. They were no good, but then I started my hair journey and my hair career and wanted to figure out a problem, or how to solve the problem of not having gray hair. So I don't have gray hair, and I'm currently wearing 2.5 rows, but people are like, 2.5 rows, is that enough hair? But it's because I'm using this hand-tied hair that I'm able to stack more pieces per row. So are you guys following me? So that's my education on hair. Just make sure you know what you're getting into. People will ask me like the weirdest questions about hair, and I just tell them, listen, like you want less shed and less tangling, and you want to know the overall like longevity of the hair. You want to know the hair color doesn't fade out. Like you want to be able to ask like the right questions. So for me, cuticle intact, I like hand tied. I prefer less silicone on the hair because it looks more natural. And I prefer a little bit more, like with my hand-tied line, we do have more grams per weft, so you get a little bit more of that fluffy texture that I personally love. So anyways, that's all I'm gonna share today, but every week I wanna share like a product of the week. So my favorite product of the week is this. I've shared this on some of my other videos. This is the Orbe Run-Through. This is kind of a must-have for extensions or not extensions, but I send my clients all home with a bottle of this and a wet brush. and you just need like 3 or 4 sprays on each side. It's a great detangling spray. My other product of the week that you can mix in with it is the Power Drops. Like, people are going crazy over these. Now, they come in a little dropper, so people don't know how to apply them to the hair. This is what I do. And I don't use them every day. I maybe use them once a week or once every other week. I always tell people with damage control products, use as needed. If you put them in every day, it like backfires on you and it feels kind of heavy. So when you're going to spray in your leave-in conditioner, the days that you're gonna use your Power Drops, instead of just like spraying that in and then trying to figure out how to add your Power Drops, because they dissipate like into the hands really quickly. So what I do is I spray like a few sprays of my leave-in in my hands. Then I take a full drop of my Power Drops, and this one's almost gone, so I'm gonna take another one. There we go. So just 1 syringe of my Power Drops, mix it in there, because again, if you just do the drops, it kind of like absorbs into your hands. And then I run it, I don't want to run it through my hair because it's dry, because I typically put it on wet. But I go and I run it through my extensions, the ends of my hair, and around my hairline. And don't forget to get in these little windows in here. And I just run it through like ever so lightly, not so heavy-handed, but like literally like using my fingers and kind of like lightly working it in. I haven't noticed a difference in my hair. My bangs are growing. Last year I cut my bangs and I was sad, and I've been trying to grow them out. And the hardest part for me to grow my hair out is keeping it healthy enough to where it doesn't break off. It's not that it doesn't grow, it's that it breaks off easy. So this is kind of my product of the week. Again, it's the Orbe Power Drops. They have 3 different drops. This one is the Damage Repair Booster. Again, use as needed. Okay guys, this is so much information. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out some of my hair product videos. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys. I try to do a video every week or every other week. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's now Danielle K. White or Natural Beaded Rows Extensions. And stay tuned for more information on Isla, the Natural Beaded Rows hand-tied hairline, coming out May 1st. All right, you guys, we'll see you next week with another product tip or trick of the week. So you've seen a little bit of the process. Now come experience the process. All you need to do is click the link below. That's gonna take you directly to my blog, where you can go to my contact page and reach out to me. Whether you're a curious student or you're just another girl that loves hair, either way, don't be shy. Make sure to click on the link below.